The nyckelharpa is a Swedish folk instrument, perhaps best described as a cross between a viola and a typewriter. The wooden tangents that you press to change notes on the 4 main strings give it a rickety, clacky, handmade sound, and the 12 sympathetic strings give it this wonderful, ethereal, otherworldly, magical sound. Both of these traits are what make the nyckelharpa perfectly suited to Tethered soundtrack, because the virtual reality that Tethered presents to players is one of these magical floating islands that you look down upon, inhabited by the peeps, these tiny, simple folk that need your help. So the roles that the soundtrack plays are to score the majesty and beauty of the landscapes, and it scores the struggle of the peeps against the resource-hungry critters that come to attack them at night. But it also keeps the experience fairly chilled. Tethered is a strategy game, so there can be quite a lot going on, and the ambient music helps keep the player super focused. The folks at Secret Sorcery have been making and researching VR games for several years now, and one of the things they were acutely aware of is that relying upon visual user interface elements in a VR experience can be a little bit clunky. One of the things you're always trying to maintain is the amazing sense of presence you get of being somewhere else, and having things pop up in the HUD. It's not that it doesn't work on a utilitarian level, it just can take you out of the experience a little bit and remind you that you're not actually somewhere else and that you're just playing a game. So we're constantly trying to fight against that. And one of the things that creative director Alan McDermott asked me to look into was using music to communicate that information to the player. So the music in Tethered isn't just a background element, it's actually central to how you play the game. So for example, when a new egg spawns, or a peep hatches, or a cloud materializes, or a peep gets despair, all these kind of critical gameplay events are scored by a unique, iconographic, easily identifiable music stinger that the player comes to learn. So whenever you hear one of these, first of all you know exactly what has happened, then the positional audio allows you to tune into exactly where it's happened, and then the visuals take over from there. That works really nicely. It keeps the HUD free from information and clutter, allows the player to stay immersed in the virtual reality, and crucially allows them to focus on how to respond. But getting this up and working wasn't completely straightforward. We had to do quite a lot of work to create an interactive music system which allows the music stingers to play back in music time and consonant and in tune with the underlying chords in the music bed track. Because if we didn't do that, there's a pretty good chance that the music stinger would play and it would clash with the music. So we created some technology to solve that problem. And when it's all kicking off in the game, and there's all lots of different gameplay events happening, and all vying for your attention, it sounds pretty awesome to hear the music stingers all matching up with the music under there. It makes the experience really seamless whilst giving you all this crucial information. When it comes to the sound in the game, one of my real focuses was on creating a believable and plausible soundscape which really backs up the world that is being presented to you. So for example, when the peeps are busy going about the tasks that you have set them, be that, mining and gathering resources, chopping wood, construction, building things, and or fighting, the sounds of these activities fill the air and communicate that information back to you. so you know what's going on in the world. And then there's nice touches like when you have created a building, if you lean in and get close enough, you can hear what is going on inside that building. And that level of attention to detail is much more of a requirement in VR, because again, you don't want to give the player any excuses to take them out of the experience. You really want to meet their expectations. But if people do want to escape back to reality, then the soundtrack for Tethered will also be available. It features just under an hour of original music with lush string quartet and analog synths, combined with some orchestral elements and a bunch of solo instrumentation like the aforementioned nyckelharpa, fiddle, concertina, clarinet, gourd fiddle, pipes, a bunch of other stuff, all played by yours truly. But I think I speak for everyone when I say we are super excited to see what people's response to the game is going to be, and I hope that everyone enjoys the audio experience that we've put together for you.